Yerp. Claressa Shields begging for sponsors to endorse her upcoming fight. Also says that women are inboxing Papoose. In this video, I'm going to break it down, uncover everything. Let's get unpacked. Stay tuned. We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live. Boxing Ego Unpack. Yeah. We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live. On today's episode, in the wacky world of Claressa Shields, aka Claressa, explains it all. We got some weird stuff, people. Now, let me start off with this junk. Claressa Shields took to her social media, right? And I've already talked about this, but what she does is she will repost a quote or a post from somebody else, which is exactly what she wants to say, but it's somebody else saying it, right? It's very bizarre. And I personally believe that she's either A, paying people to put certain things so that she can repost it, or at the very least, if she's not paying them, right, she's encouraging them to put certain things. Because I've already went over this. I don't want to get too sidetracked, but a lot of the accounts will be people from Michigan, Flint, Detroit. So I'm like, what are the odds? So it's like either people you know or something's going on here, because what are the odds that a person, just think about a person. The average person's not a two-time gold medalist and Olympian. They got jobs, they got kids, they got husbands, they got whatever situations. And they just randomly put this weird stuff about talking to your man and this and that. And then within an hour or so, she happened to see it and repost it. It's happening too frequently, so I can't believe it. Like, let's look at this person, right? Let's see if we can find out where this person is from. So I don't know if it's her friends or what. I don't know what. Okay, about 810 number. That's weird. They put their phone number, right? Remarkable lips. Pause. Boom. What do you know? I looked it up. So the person put their phone number, and it says the area code 810 is serving the East Central region of Michigan. Boom. So once again, this person is from Michigan. So again, what are the odds that these people are just putting everything that Claressa wants to really say herself? You know what I mean? It just is very weird. But anyway, let's get into what the girl said. So this lady from Michigan said, I'd be so glad that I'm not you bees, because y'all can't possibly think that it's okay to walk up to a man and start a conversation with him about a woman that he's dealing with. What the F do y'all ever sit back and think like, dang, he probably think I'm a weirdo now, or really a hater? Yes, effing doo-doo heads. I would never give you bees the satisfaction of speaking on y'all. Y'all be so fanned out, and the loser in you bees be so loud. Bro, pack these people up, bro. What is that person even talking about? Right? And then, of course, Bobo Jr. aka Claressa Shields, happened to see it a few hours later and then said, "Message, you dumb bees inboxing my man Papoose is diabolical. That's why we block y'all. Just yuck." What is this even about, man? So, some random woman from Michigan put some random rant about women walking up to your man and talking about you or whatever. And then Claressa Shields chimes in and has a situation that she could relate. Hey, they inboxing Papoose too. Bro, enough of the games. The other thing that is very, very bizarre is that you are in a training camp. You're supposed to be preparing for Ivan Drago. Let you tell it. K. Scott. Oh, she got muscles, and this is what you're worried about? People being in Papoose's inbox? Wow. Now, moving on. Claressa posted this. A limited number of premium sponsorship opportunities are available. And by limited, she has 1, 2, 3, 4 spots on the front, right? 4 there. You got 3, 2, 4. Like what? Like, bro, on the front and back, this don't really look limited. It look like quite a few. 6, double, 12, then 4. You talking about a limited number. Oh my gosh. And then, hold on. Yeah, and then you got 2 more right here. So how's that limited? That's like a good amount, to be honest. Anyway, limited number of premium sponsorship opportunities are available for My Fight Week for businesses ready to put their brand on one of the biggest stages in boxing in Atlanta. How is this the biggest stage when your whole undercard is a clown show of reality stars and tickets aren't selling? They're not selling good. Whatever. Your brand will be positioned in front of 18,000 plus fans. So Claressa Shields previously said she's going to do over 20,000. Now she's taking it down to 18,000 plus. Live at State Farm Arena. Millions of viewers worldwide on DAZN and Zeus Network. High impact digital and social media exposure throughout Fight Week. If they're putting, how do you get exposure throughout Fight Week if you don't wear this outfit until the night of the fight? Make it make sense. This is a fight night ring. This is a fight night outfit. So how are you getting exposure throughout the fight week if you won't be donning this outfit until Saturday, the day of the fight? Wow. Select sponsorship integrations include a fight night, kit patch placement, fight week events, and brand activation. So maybe, I don't know, maybe they have another way to promote the brand throughout the fight week. Training, workout, branding, apparel, VIP hospitality. Well, I'm not reading on this. Exclusive meet and greet, social media amplification, tailored brand integrations. Like no specifics. It's just random stuff to try to sound good. This sounds like ChatGPT. This is an opportunity to align with a premier sporting event at a global scale for one of the biggest events of the summer. First of all, Claressa Shields said it was the biggest event of the summer. And then Rolly Romero, who she said she would fight and beat, he's fighting Teofimo a week after, and that fight's way bigger than this, right? You got DAZN and PBC putting on that fight. So now she's walking it back. She said she was going to do 20,000 plus. Now it's 18,000 plus. She said it's one of the biggest events of the summer. Previously, she said it was the biggest fight of the summer. DM me or email Crystal for the sponsorship deck. Sponsorship packages available. Limited available. Oh, it's looking ugly. Rissa. Okay. So, literally, the fight is a month out. Today is July 15th. The fight is August 15th, right? So, literally, the fight is 1 month out from today. And you don't have your sponsorships even situated by now. And in addition to that, you're begging people to be sponsors to your fight. Now, here's the part that I don't think Claressa Shields and her team understand and get. You're like, oh, we got sponsorship availability, and you're trying to hype it up. But anybody who is a potential sponsor that is going to spend bread, they want to, unless they're doing it for charity, they're going to want what's advertised. They want real exposure. And the bottom line is Claressa Shields, she's not brand safe. You know, I don't want to beat around the bush. She's not brand safe, especially for 2026, right? And I don't think she understands exactly how much damage she's done in the last year or so, last 2 years probably of her career, right? And I think she has a lot of yes men and women in her immediate circle. So as a result, people encourage her behavior, right? She seems to override what other people think. And if they don't encourage it, how come nobody's left the team? Like, for example, if I was employed by Claressa Shields and she did not change, I would be out because I'm not going down with the ship, right? I'm not going to allow your bad behavior to anchor and drag me down and prevent me from, working with clients that are professional, right? If I was somehow working for her. So notice these leeches around her, nobody's left the team. Like, I can't, she's a headache. I can't deal with this. She's toxic. She yelling, screaming, cussing, won't listen. They're all staying around. So to me, that stipulates people are trying to get a check and they just deal with her. And that's oftentimes what happens when someone has bread and they haven't been milked dry, right? Where there's still somewhat of a financial gain, so people just will tolerate it. But I would venture to say that nobody would be around Claressa Shields if she was broke. That's what I truly believe. I know it might sound harsh. I'm giving you my honest opinion. Nobody would really be around her, probably even family members included. All these people, like her sister Bree, right? The Win Records people, all these people, Papoose. If she was flat broke and couldn't offer 1 cent, 1 red cent, I don't think a lot of people who are currently around her would be around her. Point blank, period. Definitely not Papoose. And she doesn't realize it because right now you still are undefeated. You might be bringing in some type of money, even though it looks like that plane is nose diving, right? And right now people are there for the ride. And I don't think she, again, realizes the damage she has done to her career, right? You are not brand safe. You're begging for sponsorships because you have to. You said, I don't need MVP. I don't need Nikisa. I don't need J. Paul. I'm the GOAT. I'm Claressa Shields. I wear ugly wigs. I mean, you didn't say the last part, but that's true. you wear ugly wigs. That part is still true, right? And you said you didn't need MVP, but look at it. All the females, all the women that signed with MVP, they look like they've had a boost up in their career. Amanda Serrano made the Time magazine list of 100 influential sports athletes, right? You have Amanda Serrano, who in one singular fight with Katie Taylor won. They fought 3 times. But one of those fights, she got like 9-10 million. Look it up. $9 or $10 million for the one fight. She's been on Netflix as a result of this partnership. Michaela Mayer, big fight in the UK. I'm sure she's getting paid, staying busy, meaningful fight with a ranked opponent, a champion. Alicia Bumgardner, same thing. Somebody says she has a Ferrari. I don't really be pocket watching, so I don't know what kind of car she drives. But she's been at Knicks games. Life looks like it's good. But when you look at Claressa Shields, since you got with Papoose, a married man, and announced that, since you signed with Win Records, most people who are not GWOAT stans and are being reasonable can honestly say your career has went down, right? They can honestly say your career has seen better days. Point blank, period. So what good and what benefit has become of you being with a married man? You guys get clowned in the media virtually every day. Fans is like, boo, throwing tomatoes, right? Every day you're ranting and raving about somebody. You're losing multiple people. It's a weird picture. It's a little bit weird. It's a little bit aggressive, Claressa. But anyway, you got with him. And how many people have you lost along the way? A friend of 11 years, Nigeria, gone. Beefing with your sister, who's done all your biddings and whatnot. And you're like, I'm this close to cut you off. I'm this close. But before Papoose, you were good with some of these people. Before Papoose and Win Records, look, she had Dole Pineapples sponsoring. But then you look at her fight with Franchon Cruz Dezern, you had Zeus sponsoring, Win, and Snack. So you didn't really have no sponsors. Look, so I'm trying to tell y'all could be, oh man, ego. Look at her patches. What this heart was, it said something like Papoose is here, or I love Papoose or something. So that ain't a sponsor. You got 2 Win Record patches. Snack. And then the owner of Snack just passed away. And then Zeus Network. So you had like kind of like one sponsor. And she wonders why. Again, you're not brand safe. You're ratchet, you're loud, you're obnoxious, you're distasteful, you're rude, you're ghetto, you're argumentative, you're combative, you're vindictive, you're spiteful, right? What brand is going to want to work with you? You're like, yeah, I got limited spaces. Be a part of history. The GWOAT. But then these companies aren't dumb. These companies are going to look at your track record. They're going to look in comment sections. They're going to look at YouTube and see all the negative press you're getting, all the negative comments like, boo, Claressa, right? They're going to look at your lives. That's what lets me know the basement doesn't go, the elevator don't go to the top. Because most people, I think she has something mentally wrong with her. That's my personal opinion. Because most people would have the wherewithal to be like, at the very least, if they're hot tempered or they have anger management issues, whatever, right? Most people would be sane enough to be like, all right, one more month to my fight. Let me be on my best behavior. And then after, I can let the mask slip after my fight, because then it's too late. You already got the sponsors and it is what it is. This girl's so foolish that she's doing several rants about people, calling people the B word, yelling at people. She's body shaming people, poverty shaming people. She's like, Nicole, can you run a mile? Can you run 2 miles? You need to be on the treadmill. You need to be doing what I'm doing. You need to be running. Calling her FAT. This is just a random fan and you don't like her comments. Big girl, big girl. Bro, this girl has real life issues. You can't see that you're messing it up for yourself. And then when people tell you about yourself, you out here looking like a quail. You out here looking like a quail and then got the nerve to call us bald headed and all this type of stuff. You calling fans bald, ugly, saying people are FAT, body shaming, poverty shaming. Y'all broke. You too broke to talk to me. I'm the GOAT. I got GOAT. And then the next day, you like, I got GOAT dolls. I got these dolls. Y'all please buy my GOAT dolls. Give me a Cash App. Give me money. Bro, this girl is a trip. You think you're going to come on the internet and talk to people any type of way, antagonize people, call people broke, and then the same broke people, the broke uglies, that's what you're calling people, the broke ugly people are then supposed to turn around and after you yelled at them, after you spit in their face and called names, they're supposed to suddenly buy tickets to your fight that nobody asked for with this OF model. You like, the only thing she got bigger than me is breast. Her breast is bigger. Come on, bro. You think you could call people broke and then they're going to buy tickets to your fight? You could call people broke and then they want to buy from your rummage sale, yard sale, your little flash sale that you had in your messy house. Look like the Tasmanian devil is your roommate. You know what I mean? It's unbelievable stuff that we've been getting from Claressa. And then the funny thing is she'll be like, oh, my life is great. My relationship is amazing. Y'all haters. People whose life is really put together and amazing don't have to keep bringing it up. Why would you have to keep telling us your relationship is great rather than allowing it to just be great? If you're madly in love with a married man and he's madly in love with you and wants to have kids and wants to have a baby with you and he wants your sister to be his in-law, then why does it feel like you're constantly trying to shove that down people's throats? You know what I mean? You shouldn't have anything to prove, right? You shouldn't have anything to prove. You just be like, man, okay, we having a baby. Like, you don't have to talk about it. You have to, like people say, don't talk about it, be about it. Right? So for me, the fact that she talked too much lets me know that it's not the truth. That's what I believe. Because if it really was the truth, you don't have to, you could just pull up with a baby bump. If he wants to get you pregnant that bad, come out and just have a baby bump and just be like, hey, paparazzi, look. You know what I mean? You don't have to have this big production and tell us in 8 different interviews that you having a kid. And she hasn't realized that you look dumb anyway. when you do this, because you came out and said, I want a baby by 30. Oh, okay, I'll do it when I'm 31. Okay, now I'm going to be 32. You are the one that is setting up a standard that you and Papoose can't meet. I want a baby in 2026, 100%. And then now it's something different. Now you're saying, oh, I got a couple more girls that I got to beat. Then why didn't you say that in that past interview? You were the one that said it. You were the one that, like, I cannot stand when people do that, right? That's like booking a haircut appointment for noon, and then it's noon, and then you show up at 1:30, and then the barber's like, what? You were supposed to be here at noon, at 12. Oh, man, it was too early. I was up late. I had to work. You scheduled the appointment for 12. So how are you going to schedule the haircut for noon? Why didn't you consider that you were going to be up late and you weren't going to be able to sleep or wake up in time to make it? So either way, it's your fault. Point blank, period. Claressa is the one that set these expectations about having a baby. We didn't really care. We don't care if you, I don't think you and Papoose should procreate. That'll be a demented baby probably. But other than that, you don't have to tell us. People don't care either way. You were the one that said that you are going to have a baby for sure, 100% in 2026. So you can't get mad when people hold you to the standard that you set forth. And that's what Claressa tries to do. She'll talk about Papoose. We never cared about him. Even when he was out, people didn't even listen to his music like that. You try to make him a big deal and make us accept your relationship with a married man. We didn't care what he's 50 years old and a washed rapper. We don't care what we got going on. He ain't Kendrick Lamar or somebody where it's like, okay, I can't wait for K-Dot to drop a new one. You know what I mean? You try to turn him into like a big deal and make him relevant, right? And then when people are bringing him up now, like, where's Pat? Where's Pat? You're like, man, y'all care about Pat more than me. Y'all always talk about him, trying to play both sides of the fence. The only reason people say that Pap's upstairs and all that goofy stuff is because how you were acting. Literally got a video where you're like, I'm going to say his name as much as I want. Papoose. I'm going to keep saying it, Papoose. And you saying his name like a high school girl. You know what I mean? Look like y'all sharing Beijing in this picture. So you made that fashionable. So back to the sponsorship. The other thing is, who's going to want to sponsor you? And you represent their brand at that point, right? And you are with a married man who's, he's separated. How long does it take to get a divorce? How long does it take to pick up your clothes? How long does it take to erase a tattoo of your wife that's on your forearm? If he would have started 2 years ago when y'all hooked up, that tattoo, he could have had several sessions by now and it would have been fully gone by now. 2 years is a good amount of time. 365 days times 2, right? So he had plenty of time to do some of these things and he didn't. He has Remy Ma, his wife, still on his Instagram, right? And you keep making excuses like, oh, he's taking care of it. All right. How long does it take? Another 2 years? You gonna be 4 years in? Oh man, he's still working on it. He's still working. It sounds like a girl whose dude's like, I'm looking for a job. That man been looking for a job for 5 years. He not serious. Either you're not qualified or you're a felon or you're not really looking for a job. There's no reason, or your standards are too high, right? Where you don't want the job that you're qualified for, like Taco Bell or something. right? But something has to give if it's been 5 years and you're claiming you can't get a single job. That's impossible. You might not be able to get the job you want, but you could have got some type of job in 5 years. So if he really wanted to separate himself from Remy, he could have been done that, but he hasn't. But back to your sponsorship request. Who's going to want to put their brand and attach it to you? Outside, like Zeus Network, okay, they're part of the show. Even before, that's all they do is minstrel show, ghetto ratchet type of shows, and Baddies Columbia and all that. So I can understand they don't care. I can understand how they don't care about putting their patch on you. You know what I mean? But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about reputable companies that are universally accepted and not known for like trash TV or Jerry Springer type of shows. I'm talking about Samsung, Under Armour, Nike, Adidas, Coca-Cola, Cheerios, right? Kellogg's, Allstate. Are you in good hands? Right? Those type of companies. Netflix. Why would they want to put their brand, Best Buy or something? Why would they want you to be the fate? You were with a married man. Why would they want you to be? So we're trying to sell Samsung TVs over at Samsung, and then you're the spokesperson, and they're like, hey, I'm Claressa Shields, 2-time gold medalist. I love TVs, and I watch all my trash shows on this Samsung. And then they make you the spokesperson, the Vanna White, showcasing the TV. And then you look in the comment section and they're going to be clowning you, talking about you with a married man, you're rude, da-da-da-da. I'm never buying a Samsung again. You know how the internet get. When people really don't like you and they really don't like Claressa, people will threaten to boycott you. Remember when Claressa Shields was a temporary admin for the DAZN platform and she put some dumb tweets as the admin? One of the tweets that she put, it said something like Claressa Shields is so thick and sexy, something to that effect. And the comments, if you go look at the comments, they were mad at DAZN. They were like, I'm canceling my DAZN subscription, or what the F is this, or this is unprofessional, or DAZN, you disappointed me. This is what you're going to get rocking with Claressa Shields right now. The block is hot. The block is hot, hot, hot. The block is hot. The spot is too hot. The whole world done seen how she's acted. So Pringles or whoever, please attach your brand to Claressa Shields. I cannot wait. I cannot wait to see what major companies are trying to get involved and have the audacity to put their patches on her and have her as a representation. You know, and I've been in this industry for a long time. One of the things I realized, especially, I think we're in a more PC time, like even comedy. Comedians, some comedians back in the day, they were saying whatever they wanted, right? They were super edgy. Now, some people won't touch your comedy if it's going to cause backlash and, you know, turmoil, and got people, you know, I'm canceling Netflix because of what Dave Chappelle said. Some people get scared with that, especially in today's times, right? So they just assume won't deal with you, right? That's Claressa Shields. Like, just think about it. If you were the CEO with Samsung and you could reach out to Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Pat Mahomes, right? Steph Curry, Simone Biles, Naomi Osaka, or whoever, right? LeBron James. Why would you reach out to Claressa Shields when you could get Michael Phelps and a million other people that comport themselves like true professional athletes and champions that don't go around calling their sisters a bitch, yelling at the mic, screaming and berating fans and all this type of stuff with a married man. Like, again, she's cooked. That's what I believe. I believe she's cooked. The only thing that you're probably going to be able to get is low level branding. You know what I mean? Like Tubi, or like, maybe some small insurance company or something like that. But I'm not talking about that. I want to see big branding, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, like big companies. And I want to see, like, they got a new Resident Evil movie. Let's see if Resident Evil, they use her fight and then want to promote on her outfit. Brands, back to what I was saying, is brands like predictability. They don't like no hot-headed athlete where it's like Antonio Brown or Plexico or Terrell Owens or whoever, you know what I mean? Whoever is potentially problematic. The dude that said, the UFC Josh dude that said that stuff about Michelle Obama at the White House fight. Brands don't want that. Brands don't want to be associated with that. Like, we don't know what's going to come out of your mouth, right? And like Claressa Shields, the way she's been acting and flashing on people, you definitely don't know what's coming out of her mouth. So imagine Samsung putting a big patch on her, and then the judge has a scorecard and they give it to Kay Scott, and she's like, "Oh, y'all da 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 da," and just cussing people out. And then all the photographers are taking pictures, cha-ching, 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 taking pictures, and you see a big Samsung or a Coca-Cola badge and patch on it, and you got this viral clip of Claressa Shields in a post-fight interview scenario cussing out judges and people. And who would want that? Who would want that? Which is why I personally believe she's having to resort to stuff like this. Yeah, if y'all ready for brand, like, you've been in the game for a while. I feel like a lot of your brands should probably already be established by now, right? Given that you've been a pro since 2016, you've been in the game pretty much a decade, right? So you should, at this point, be having reoccurring brands, right? Reoccurring brands like, man, Coca-Cola keep rocking with me, right? Planters Peanuts, they keep rocking with me. And judging by your last fight, I don't think you had that, because your last fight, you had a Win Records patch. I didn't see a bunch of major companies. So Claressa's down bad. You're not getting no T-Mobile, Verizon, AT&T, companies, Pizza Hut or whoever. Red Bull. Like, I mean, when's the last time you've seen these type of companies and Red Bull and these different companies are Squarespace or whoever, GoDaddy, you know what I mean? These different companies, and they want to work with Claressa Shields. I ain't really seen it. And I think it has a lot to do with how Claressa Shields has conducted herself. So we'll see. Come fight night, I can't wait. I can't wait. Just like you didn't win the BET award, I don't think you win the ESPY award. I don't see how you beat Terrence Crawford and all them. But I could be wrong, but I could also be real right. So I can't wait. Cannot wait to see who actually represents. And remember what I said, ever since she got with this man, what good has become of it? Has she got some big major sponsor? Is her career looking like bright and optimistic? Are people looking at her in a better light? I can't say she's saving more money. It looked like you spending on Papoose, right? So it's like, please tell me what the benefit has been, right? Ever since you got with this man, you start crashing out more. You got to fly when it's Mother's Day. You got to fly to New York to check up on him and invade the family time. Remy Ma's birthday and Mother's Day. You got to duck out to Aruba so he can't be near Remy Ma. Meanwhile, Remy Ma just put out a music video, put him on. She looked like she's chilling. Meanwhile, you look at Claressa, she looking stressed out. She looking like worn down and worn out, stressed out. And all of this during a fight. You're supposed to be in training camp and you seem very focused on a bunch of extracurricular stuff that doesn't really help you prepare for a fight. That's my honest opinion, right? Whereas you should really probably be focused on your opponent. Because Kay Scott, even though most people don't give her a chance, at the very least, you don't have all these distractions. And to further prove that Claressa Shields is like off her rocker, somebody sent me this. They emailed me, right? So she's like saying all this stuff about women being in Papoose's inbox or whatever. A fan said, ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun, right? This is all yesterday. Claressa Shields responded, what gun you talking about? Look at you, loser, bitch. You called this person out their name because they said, ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. You called him a itch, a beezy, and called him a loser. This girl's insane. You have totally destroyed and decimated your brand. You're calling people out their name for the most minuscule things. The comment reads, ain't no fun when the rabbit got the, which is an old saying. You said, what are you talking about? So you didn't know what they were talking about, henceforth the question mark, but then proceeded to still call him a loser and an itch. I'm showing you on screen. Here's another one. If this ain't a meltdown, you tell me what is. You have a black woman, Turner Waiters. Now, Claressa, I stand with you when you're right, but baby, you should have just sat this one out. They finna eat you up in the comments. Does that sound unreasonable with how Claressa's been acting? Absolutely not. Claressa Shields says, Tarna, I'll blaze you down to the ground. Go away, lunch lady. This girl's an idiot, man. You want people to have sympathy for you, and this is how you're talking to people who you disagree with? Calling them bees, calling them lunch lady. And then the GWOAT stands have the audacity to come to my page or other people's page and be like, oh, Claressa's a black woman. How could you tear down a black woman? All she does is tear down black women. So how come the same people who are trying to justify Claressa's bad behavior, they only care about YouTubers and bloggers tearing down a black woman? Not that we're telling and reporting on what she's doing. They frame it as you're tearing down a black woman, but you witnessed her tear down. She called her sister a B just the other day. She called this lady a B. She called the other lady a lunch lady. She laughed at Shadesha Green, who got stretchered out. She hit Bumgardner. She goes in on Layla Ali, her old friends, Nigeria, Jada the boxer. These are all black people. They don't got nothing to say about that. They're just like, oh, you're hating on Claressa because she black. Stop it. That don't work. That don't work. Not with this girl. You can't condemn and berate a bunch of black women, and then you as a black woman, when people tell you about yourself, say, hey, you're doing this to me because I'm black. No, it don't work like that. So yeah, good luck getting sponsors. And again, this girl's so unhinged that this type of behavior, calling people the lunch lady, calling people bees, and like yelling and screaming on interviews and live streams, right? You're doing this all the while asking for sponsorships. How foolish can you be? Hey, we got sponsorship packages available. But if you look at my comment section, right, I'm cussing and yelling at fans. Yeah, that's really going to entice people to want to do business with you when you're right there in the comment section talking crazy to fans. She hasn't learned. Look, first comment, this is not scripted. She hasn't learned. Some things are better left unsaid. She has so much growing to do. Her actions definitely tell her age most of the time. That's not even an excuse because she's 31. That ain't no young age where people let him defend you sometimes. That's a good point. Shout out to this Nicole. Yeah. She's always doing the defending. Where your man at? How come your man ain't doing it? You are a champ. Move in silence. But you did it. Look, ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun go. I already went over that. She's like, who do? B-I-T. Look at you, loser. Look, well, that went right over her head. Look, karma stings, doesn't it? Claressa Shields replied, look, she all in here. Karma stings, doesn't it? Baby, what karma? We pay you BITCH's dust, losers. Yeah, good luck getting sponsors. He is a free agent, ain't he? Claressa Shields replied. What are you talking about, loser, bitch? This girl is ignorant. I love it, though. I love it. I like people to be their true self and expose who they really are. When the grass is cut, the snakes are show. Didn't you do that very thing, though? Yeah, that's another thing. You talk about being in someone's DM and you snaked Remy Ma. Let's see what she said here. Girl, I invited him to my fight and he was damn single. Shut y'all salty ass up. That don't even make sense. He was single. Oh my gosh. He was single, but Remy Ma said, Claressa heard my voice and hurry up and hung the phone up with her scary butt. Bro, this girl, why? Okay. Who usually over-explains? The guilty party or the innocent party? If you didn't do anything wrong and someone said, didn't you do that whole thing to Remy? Or didn't you was in his inbox and moving snaky, whatever. Why would you even respond if you know you didn't do nothing wrong? But of course, a hit dog gonna holler. And we got Rover over here. Beethoven second. A hit dog gonna holler. Girl, I invited him to my fight and he was dang single. Shut y'all salty up. Doesn't even make sense. Why would anyone be salty that you're with a married man? Look, they putting Tasha K. You getting toe up in here. He's married. Not blind. Only you think we're ugly. I don't know about y'all, but I'm fine. I'm finna go inbox him now. What? Oh, wow. Bro, she getting cooked. She said, I'm about to go inbox him. Y'all tripping in here. Somebody said, I'm about to go inbox him now. Girl, don't nobody want him but you. See? That is she getting cooked. I didn't know the comments was like this. Yo, real talk, Claressa. Some things don't deserve a response. Keep it moving. For the record, Layla Ali is the only quote. Okay, good night. This can't be the norm. What the hell is really going on? Therapy needed. You were one of them. Laughing my terrible. Look out, Pap, snakes in the grass trying to set you up. I know you effing lying. Not the pot calling the kettle black. Bro, she has no social and spatial awareness. They are cooking her. I didn't even see all these. I can't wait for this ish to be over, Rissa. My free stream won't be on. Bro, why they got my name in that? Hold on. Look, y'all representing me. It says BOXINGEGO. Oh, she gonna hate that. Wow, y'all put my name. That was weird. Again, this video is a freestyle. Your man that's married. Oh, they cooking her. Yeah, I just randomly see my name and I'm like, hey, what do I got to do with that? It's not too late to delete this. This is diabolical. She seems like she just reposts quotes all day. The audacity. Fix it, Jesus. Oh my goodness. His ex doesn't want him because if she does, he'll definitely go back. You are the rebound. Ooh, that gotta hurt. Pap's inbox. Nobody. Oh, wow, they did a key sweat. Hey, on that note, y'all know what it is. Your boy Ego, I ain't steered you wrong yet. This girl looked like a crash out. That's why she's in training camp. Look at how foolish she looked. She's in training camp. She try to sell you that this is a tough opponent and she has to train so hard. Yet she has this much time to be all in the video, all in the comments, responding. That's how we know the female boxing talent pool, by and large, is trash. Because ain't no man in male boxing got the time. Like Jerron Boots Ennis can't fight Fundora and have this much time on his hand to be yelling at his brother on a live stream, cussing people out, over explaining, typing negative comments to people. This girl's a crash out. I try to tell you, it looked like her whole world is imploding and it's about to get worse. So Win Records, y'all got you a lemon. Y'all got you a lemon. And she out here talking about you dumb chicks inboxing Papoose, my man, is diabolical. She has she's so tone deaf. No sense of like reality. I think she's just completely devoid of reality. This might be CTE or something that the boxing commission might have to step in. This is just bizarre stuff. How do you have this much time in the middle of training camp to utter negativity and just be in this type of cycle, right? Boxing got to have some type of protocol for this. So I wouldn't be surprised if more comes from this. Some of the fights get canceled from the card or postponed. I wouldn't be surprised with anything at this point. Hype my video up. Shout out to everybody that sent Cash Apps, Zelles. I got them. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to keep working as hard as possible to hit y'all with the content in the news you can use. We unpacked.